Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to your boy's timeline. And right now, we're going to talk about a pretty interesting matter, the MCU. As of right now, man, we are slowly getting a little closer and closer and closer to Fantastic Four First Steps. And it seems like with each passing day, the interest in this movie is just not there. Me personally, I think I've been up and down between maybe like a 6 and a 7.5 when you talk about this movie as far as interest. Right now, I'm at a 6, okay? I don't know what it is about this movie that has just not got me fired up. I know I should be fired up, right? You got Marvel finally got the creative control of Fantastic Four. You got Galactus showing up in this movie. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like things are looking good, but it's like the interest is not there. I don't think it's just me. I think it's also people out there who follow, the MCU. The MCU's, um, they just not appealing to people right now. I don't know what it is that has got fans dropped off the edge of the MCU that just does not have them super excited, not just about this movie, but just the future. I know they had to push back both Doomsday and Secret Wars, which, by the way, I do not think was a bad thing because a lot of people were saying that they did not think that the movie was going to come out when it comes to Doomsday because they just started production. So I think it was a good thing. It gives the Russo brothers more time to kind of get that movie in order. But one of the most exciting things about the MCU when you talked about the Thanos era was the build up to it. You know what I'm saying? It was like almost every movie was a build up as far as the big superhero team ups to the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And now here we are with this non-build up because of course you got Fantastic Four First Steps, and then somehow Kevin Feige and his team have got to figure out how are we going to get the X-Men into this universe, and of course bring back Monica Rambeau, and then I believe have the day have this era of Avengers, and that's another thing. Who are going to be this era of Avengers? The only guy I got at the top of my list is Captain America, Sam Wilson, possibly could be Captain Marvel, but who really knows? At the end of the day, we don't have anybody in a lineup right now to be an Avenger, and it's like the numbers for all these movies just keeps on dropping. I don't know if Marvel needs to lower the budget when it comes to these films. Like I think maybe they should, but then it's a superhero movie, so it's like you're trying to pack so much into one movie, and then that's not including the marketing for this thing, and it's like the movies just keep on dropping and dropping and dropping. The interest just keeps on dropping and dropping and dropping. And like I said, we're looking at Fantastic Four First Steps, and the excitement is not there. The buzz is not there. I don't know if it's because Marvel needs to come up with some type of new sauce to get fans interested. Because right now, this sauce ain't working. It's like when you go to the restaurant and you eat the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like eventually you get tired of it, right? Marvel needs to have some type of new sauce because fans have gotten tired of tasting the sauce that they've created. I get it's it's fan friendly, kid friendly, whatever you want to call it. So they're trying to get, they're trying to appeal to a mass audience, to adult and kids, but it's like it's no longer working. So it's like you gotta change the sauce. In my personal opinion, maybe because it's just new and it's fresh, I'm more excited about the DCU. I understand it look like it has kind of goofy moments and things like that, but it's new, it's fresh. We don't know exactly where it's going since the lineup seems to have been changed a lot. But I'm more excited about Superman coming out than I am about this new Fantastic Four First Steps. And I was looking at the lineup for where we're going. Give me a second here. And I'm looking at the lineup and I'm trying to see exactly what is coming out, you know, recently that is getting me pumped. The only thing, honestly, I think I'm excited for that I'm the only person excited for is the Ironheart TV show coming out. I don't know why. Something about it I'm just interested in. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm excited to see. But everything else, it just feels like it's falling on deaf ears. So I know the only other two things that we have is Avengers, um, Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers. I have to keep checking this out. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Stick with me here. Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday. But I'm trying to think of maybe what other projects are coming in between that, and I don't know if there's anything else that's coming in between those movies, between Fantastic Four First Steps and then the in game. Excuse me, I'm having fumbling my words here. Between Fantastic Four First Steps and Avengers Doomsday. Like what is coming out between that, I don't know. I have to literally look at it and see what it is. But like I said, the interest right now for what we have been getting is not there, and it's disappointing to see because I've seen so many videos from people talking about is Marvel, finally dead? Is the MCU finally dying? And it seems like it's just been dying a slow death. The fans' interest has just not been there. Fans have just not been caring about what has been going on, and I'm not really disappointed. I think I've just come to accept the fact that you know, it's like you wake up one day, you just kind of realize, who really cares? And that's what happened with me. Personally, I just came to the conclusion that I really don't care right now about Marvel. Not to say I don't want to see their movies, but I'm just not as interested as I was probably like 5 years ago. Maybe it's just a build up. Maybe it's the lack of direction. We also know that Marvel is not going to have anything presentable at the San Diego Comic Con, which is completely fine because it doesn't seem like they have their ducks in a row right now. But it just feels like one of those things where the interest is just not there. Like I said, I think Marvel really needs to focus on trying to um change the formula. You know what I'm saying? Change the sauce. Yeah, I got fans, sipping on the same sauce for over 10, 15 plus years, and it worked with the Thanos storyline, but it's like I keep trying to sip on that same sauce when it comes to whatever it is y'all got going on right now. Do y'all even know Marvel? Do you even know Kevin Feige? And it's just not working. Fans are just not caring. And I am just personally, I wouldn't say I'm marveled out because I haven't been really watching a lot of Marvel projects lately, but I'm just at a point where I'm like, I don't really care right now. You know what I'm saying? I watched multiple trailers and things for Fantastic Four First Steps, hoping it would get me interested. And as cool as some of the stuff looks, as much as I like the suits, I like that powder blue with the white. I'm just kind of like, eh. Then on top of that, we got to talk about Pedro Pascal and all the crazy stuff that this man been doing. He was at some concert with a huge light stick. I'm pretty sure it probably had to do something with the LGBT. I can't pronounce the whole thing, okay? But it had to do something with that community. And the man was over there pretending to lick the stick, and then he was at some type of Q&A session with somebody else, and I forgot what the question was, but it was just something out there. And I just think that maybe with him kind of not promoting this movie, but doing a bunch of other stuff, I think it's just getting it's getting some people out there, kind of looking at him sideways. Then on top of that, you also got to look at the fact that we've been exposed to Pedro Pascal so much. You know what I'm saying? He was just in the Last of Us TV show, and then he's already started a bunch of movies, and it just seems like fans are just kind of Pedro Pascal out at this point. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different actors out there that people threw out there that could have played Reed Richards, and for whatever reason, Marvel decided to go with him, and people are just tired of seeing him at this point because he's starring in every single thing. I know he has a new movie coming out. I don't know what it is, but besides the point, people are Pedro Pascal out. The MCU is just not getting fans excited as it was, over the last 10 years. They've had some hits and some misses between 2020 and this current year of 2025. But overall, Marvel is just, they ain't got the juice. Okay, y'all ain't got the juice. Kevin Feige, you and your team need to go look at what y'all got to do. Like I said, have some type of roadmap going into the new Avengers Endgame and the new Avengers Infinity War, aka Secret Wars, and Doomsday, and try to really figure out what it is that y'all got to do to get fans interested. I know y'all probably can't throw movies out there on the fly because Kevin Feige likes to prepare things in advance, but it seems like ever since he's had to pivot into this Doomsday thing. Because of what happened with Jonathan Majors being Kang the Conqueror, no longer here, it just seems like things just haven't been working out. And even during that King Conqueror storyline, things weren't working out because when you look at the storyline overall, like I said, ever since Kang got beat by a bunch of damn ants in Ant-Man Quantumania, that completely threw away all that man's aura, and that's the only thing everybody talked about, no matter how much they tried to make his other variants look good, was the fact that he lost to a bunch of ants, and it was game over, and Marvel, because of the trouble that Jonathan Majors had to got into, they had to pivot away from that and now focus on Doctor Doom, and it's crazy. The last thing I want to talk about is it's crazy because fans haven't been interested. So what did they do? They had to go back and they had to get a bunch of former Avengers. They had to go back and get Steve Rogers. They had to go back and get Chris Evans. You still got Chris Hemsworth still here, even though his last movie was a piece of shit. Sorry, Chris. I love your movies, but uh, that last Thor movie, straight ass. And the fact of the matter is that they can't seem to build a new team, so they have to go back and grab old Avengers to get fans interested again. And it's just like, what are you doing, Marvel? What are you doing? Anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think of the thing I said today. Is Marvel officially dead or is it nearing death doors? Post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you all for watching and I'm out. Peace.